Lady Lions went over to Paris and to Italy. They looked at the Eiffel Tower. They got a chance to look at the Colosseum. Dave Leno, you didn't get to go on the trip, but you got a little bit more on it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lisa. This Penn State team, we see them gelling on the court. They're doing it off the court as well. They went to Europe in the middle of August to late August. They didn't have that much competition against those teams. They played a French team. They also played the Italian All-Stars. In fact, in one of the games, they had to turn off the shot clock. But again, like you said, it was all about traveling to the sites, going to Chidrauli Fountain, going also to the Roman Colosseum, just getting that experience. And in fact, the players said that they got a couple gelatos each day. I don't know about you and Stephanie, but a gelato right now sounds good to me.
Sure Very does. Good. Coquise Washington actually said she was good, and she only had one per day.
One gelato a day is good.
She limited herself a little bit.
It's carb loading when you go to Italy. Pasta, pizza.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Dave Leno with a little bit more on the backcourt tandem.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Penn State, you see, excelling really well here. Maggie Lucas with 14 of Penn State's 21 points. You couple that with Alex Bentley. She has 4 so far. Both of these players on the Wade Trophy watch list, an award given to the coaches. National Player of the Year. We asked Coquise Washington, who does Lucas and Bentley remind you of? Remember, Coquise Washington also coached at Notre Dame as an assistant. And she said Ruth Riley and Niele Ivey, 2 players that garnered that national championship for Notre Dame in 2001.
Dave Leno, you can add a little bit more to the conversation.
Absolutely, Lisa. Coquise Washington has really built this program from the ground up. Remember, there was a little bit of turmoil in the early part of the 90s going into the late 90s. In her first year, Washington went 13-18. The second year, 11-18. But she really regrouped in that third year, went above 500 at 17-14 overall. And you saw it last year, breeding success, taking home that regular season Big Ten title, clinched it with the win over Minnesota. Coquise Washington said there's a lot of buzz on campus, different from when she first got here. She said these players are like celebrities all over campus. They're following on Twitter, everybody really interacting with them. Maggie Lucas alone, the leading scorer in this game with 35 points. At Maggie Lucas 33 is her Twitter handle. Over 1,600 followers. I don't know, Lisa, I know you're active on Twitter. Stephanie as well. Do you guys have that many followers? Because I sure don't.
Not even close.
I actually have her beat, but I don't have 35 points tonight, I can tell you that. Dave Leno, you have a little bit more on Alex Bentley.
Yeah, Lisa, Alex Bentley has been a stud for this team. She's going to be one of 4 seniors that's not going to be with this unit next year, so she's going to play a big role moving forward. You mentioned the addition of Dara Taylor coming from Maryland. That's to give Bentley a breather from time in and time again. Bentley, though, is going to be the floor commander, and you're seeing the transition game work to fruition all game long thanks to Bentley and Maggie Lucas delivering. Lisa?
Dave Leno, you have a little bit more on Georgetown head coach Keith Brown.
Yeah, Keith in his first year as the head coach of Georgetown. He was on this staff, very familiar, as you guys have talked about, director of recruiting for the past 5 years. And he's been mentioning to us that he's been doing a lot of teaching. And that all goes back to him in the classroom when he was a school teacher for 15 years, taught 6th grade, taught history, actually taught special ed. And he jokes with his players because they always kid him about his neat penmanship when he writes on the board. And they say, Coach, how come your handwriting's so neat? Well, he said when he grew up in the Bronx going to school, it was mandatory to have neat handwriting. His team's certainly not getting the message today to prevail against Penn State, but in the end, this is a very young squad, and hopefully they can turn it around when they get towards Big East action.